Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division in the Monster Marsh Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content. Last but not least, you subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the updated text guides. And yes, in this playthrough you will see my shots and my shots only, and I'm going to talk you through based on, the information you have on the top right. You have the elevation adjustments for every shot and every hole in this playthrough. If you have any questions, please make sure you make a comment in the comment section below so I get the chance to help you if there is anything you struggle with. And we will go and watch the playthrough. So hole number 1, 10% extra, and here we weirdly enough need to offset a little bit. So the thing that I do is red ring by the rough line, 3 bars topspin, so you can see that the ball guide line going massively through the hole just to compensate for the compressed ball guideline. Then I'm adding 1.5 bar side spin to the right, which now afterwards I would like to change to 1 bar of side spin to the right to just compensate for the push that we're getting from the rough here, as we actually are being pushed more to the left than that we do want it to be, and therefore we compensate with side spin to the right. As you can see, with 1.5 bar side spin we kick in, we miss it, with half a cup to the right side. Therefore we take away the half a bar of side spin and go with 1 bar instead of 1.5. Hole number 2, 10% downhill for the drive, playing with a Titan ball here. Here obviously play with a Kingmaker if you have a lot of those, so you can reduce the wind a little bit more. 6 bars topspin and as much side spin to the right possible, and then maximum distance of your club with a 10% extra. Get the ball to bounce there on the fairway, and the ball is rolling down here nicely on the fairway, giving ourselves a decent opportunity for the pin from distance. Second shot here, we do have a thorn. We're going to play by bouncing on the fringe, 2 bars backspin, let the ball guideline go through the hole just a little bit, as that we do have headwind, and therefore we're going to have a slight compressed ball guideline, and therefore we need to get the ball guideline to go slightly through the hole. 10% extra when it comes to the second shot here as well, and here I do play this one with slightly less than max distance numbers, which as you can notice is a little bit too much, as we do miss to the right side of the pin. Sorry, left side of the pin, so it was a little bit less, so we need to play that one max distance numbers. My apologies, and then you're gonna be fine. Hole number 3, 10% extra, playing with a Kingmaker, as I do want to reduce the wind as much as possible for the second shot. Here I'm playing with the blue ring by the rough line, 10% extra with the quarterback, max topspin, which is 5 bars with a quarterback level 10, and as much side spin to the right possible. If you do want or have like an Apocalypse or something like that, that could be a good option as well. Very important that we do play with minimum like at least half a ball of curl outside the adjustment ring to the right. Second shot, we're going to play for the rough bump, and here I'm going to go up as far as I don't need to use any topspin or backspin with my sniper. Use as much side spin to the right possible, as you can help yourself then being able to aim in the rough. And the reason I believe the rough bump is a better option here is due to the wind. Left to right crosswind is harder to control when we approach the pin directly than going for a rough bump. No, nothing extra for elevation. I played it max distance number. Get the ball to bounce in the rough, comes in very nicely, and get the ball to roll and drop at the left side of the cup for a nice little albatross. Hole number 4, very important. Here we need to play with 20% extra. I play with 4.5 bar backspin and as much side spin to the left possible. Here I can definitely advise you to maybe play with a Thor's hammer instead if you have a club in minimum level 5. It's because we do want to have at least 5 to 6 bars of backspin if we do want to go directly at the pin. Because with this type of wind, it opens it up for approaching the pin a little bit differently than normally. So I'm trying to actually land this one on green, but with 4.5 bar backspin, I am thinking a bit conservatively that I just don't want to go into the rough. I want to have the eagle, but for those of you being able to play with more backspin, then you can go and with more curl to the left and approach the pin directly. Don't forget the 20%, as that's going to be a super important thing, otherwise you're going to most likely carry that ball directly into the bunker. Hole number 5 now, par 5, and I'm playing on the left side. I understand if you play on the right side, but I truly enjoy the rough bump going on the left hand side. The thing that I would like you to do here though is like use a club with a decent amount of topspin. Doesn't have to be the Thor's Hammer level 6. It can be an extra mile, it could be Apocalypse or something like that. Once you adjust for the 10% extra, push up your target into max, and then we're going to go with all from 50% overpower to max. It all depends on how far you would like to go with your drive. I would like to go into an area where I play with my long iron, but if you get into short iron, make sure that you pick the runner, as it has a lot of topspin, so you can reach for the rough bump, because the rough bump is once again a better option here, as especially when we can see the ball guideline in a very good way. Goliath shot, minimum distance with nothing extra, no elevation for the second shot, and then the rough bump here is going to be beautiful. We're gonna be able to hit once again an albatross here on hole number 5, and it feels good going forward having an albatross on hole 3, having on hole 5 already in the playthrough stage. So that's definitely going to be something that we can bring with us. Hole number 6, 20% extra, very important. I put my target into complete max distance, power 3 ball with a kingmaker. Blue ring by the rough line, and then I do play with 4.5 bar backspin and as much side spin to the right possible. With 4.5 bars, you will be able to use 6 bars of side spin to the right, that's the maximum. And now, you need to understand something here now. It's like, we do have a wind now that coming a little bit left to right. Sometimes you're gonna have a wind that comes a little bit right to left. And those type of things is going to be impossible to get spot on all the time. But this method here, this adjustment is gonna get you very close, if not in. Now we got lucky with a great shot getting that one in the hole, but definitely that's going to be the adjustment to make. No curl whatsoever, the side spin will do everything, and that's gonna be a nice shot on hole number 6, tough par 3. Hole 7, 10% extra, 6 bars top spin, and then you play with 3 bars side spin to the right, first bounce on the fairway, second bounce in the rough, and then roll out. Reason we play this shot is because I don't want to use overpower first and foremost, and it's because I want to line myself up with almost a straight headwind approach. And now I'm using the side spin to align my ball guideline with the wind, which makes this shot a little bit easier to control, a little bit easier to get this one in the hole, and something that you definitely will be able to do well. Now we're going to play the second shot here. Is going to be played slightly less than mid distance, and obviously that depends on what type of distance you're having with your drive. Getting that one to bounce, as you can see, the side spin is working really well. Get that one in for an eagle. Nothing extra for the second shot needs to be said as well, so 0 for that one. Hole number 8, par 3, last par 3. No top, no back, no side spin. Red ring by the rough line there with the ball guideline to the hole. Here we're going to play this one 1-1 plus 1.2, which is a little bit more than 10%, like a little bit more than max plus 10%. Hit the ball perfect, but as you can see here, we're coming in a little bit hot. And that we're gonna do sometimes, and we cannot really control that much, but I would like us to do a little bit of backspin. Not half a bar, a little bit less, you know, just a click of backspin, and then we're gonna get that one in the hole. So that's a very nice adjustment with the sniper there. We don't have to do anything specific. Hole number 9 here, 10% extra. We adjust our rings, push our target up to max, 6 bars top spin or max top spin, doesn't matter how many bars you're having. Use max, and then as much side spin to the right possible. And here you can go with max overpower if you want to. You don't have to, because it's obviously harder to control with max overpowered shot than going with like 50%. Getting it to 424, that leaves us off with a minimum distance sniper rough bump. No elevation, max side spin to the right, and then we're going to use backspin or topspin so we can get the ball guideline to the hole. I'm not interested in having like a firm backspin or a topspin number here, because it so depends on how far you're getting your drive and what type of distance you're having your sniper club in. Getting this one very close would have been very nice to get 3 out of 3 albatrosses on 3, actually pretty tough one in my opinion. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this playthrough for Expert. Hope you learned something. We got a couple of drops, especially when we got drop on hole number 3. We then got the eagle on 4, drop on 5, drop on 6, drop on 7, very close on 8, and then obviously very close on 9 as well. So, thank you so much. Make sure you comment in the comment section below if you have any questions. Subscribe to patreon.com/golf-tommy for the updated text guides. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck in the tournament.